Hi, boys and girls. Okay, last week we drew our letters of our name, one in each square. This week we're going to be painting, but before you paint, I want you to take a white oil pastel and I want you to draw a line, kind of press kind of hard because you want to make a line right along all of your fold lines. So I'm going to start by just going straight down these fold lines. There should be 3 fold lines this way, and then turn your paper. And there should be 3 fold lines going across. Okay? Once you've traced those lines, that's actually going to help you not get paint into each of the squares, okay? Because we're going to try to paint each of our squares a different color. Once you've done that, put your white oil pastel away, and then you're going to need to get a messy mat for each person at your table, and a water dish to share with the people at your table. And then Mrs. Walker is going to give you the option. You guys can use the regular temper cakes or the neon or both. Okay, so I'm going to put both of them here so I can choose from both. I realized that people who use light colors, it looks better if you use a dark color over it, and if you did darker colors, it looks cool if you do a light color. So you get to decide. But I'm going to start with this blue right here, and you remember these are really dry, so you got to put quite a bit of water in there. Sometimes you just got to stir for a long time to make a good puddle of paint, okay? Because if you do it really fast, then it kind of just does mostly water. Okay, so I've got mine ready to go, and I'm going to do it right up here in this top corner. I'm going to try to stay right in that square, and I'm going to paint right over top of my letter. Isn't that cool? And because oil pastel is got oil in it, it will resist the paint. So see how I painted right over it, but it just doesn't want to stick there. Isn't that cool? And if it gets too thick, let's say I got too much on there, you can actually put water in your brush and you can thin out your paint a little bit if it gets too dark. Okay, so mine's just right. But I'm going to make it a little bit lighter just so you can see what can happen. Okay, let's take a darker color. Let's see, this blue is really dark. Let me do this blue to show you what might happen. So if I mix this up and I get it really dark, so I'm stirring. I'm mostly stirring this outer edge because I know this down here is just empty. So I'm stirring the outer edge because I know I have temper cake right there. If I go to put this one right here, well, let's see, it's a blue. I might put it away from there because I don't want it near the other blue. I think I'm going to put it down here, okay? If I put it right here, ooh, that worked really good. I thought it was going to be too dark, but it's just right. Oh, I think that looks super good. And I like it that it's the dark purples here on the letter and the dark purples here on the background. Wow, that's really cool. All right, I'm not going to have you watch me do the whole thing. I'm going to speed this up here in just a minute. But should I put orange on one that's all orange? Probably not, because it's not going to be good enough contrast. I'm going to put this orange, and I don't have a good enough puddle in there, I need more water. I'm going to put orange on something that's very different, like the green one, okay? I want it to contrast. I want it to look very different. So I'm going to pick this one to put my orange on. Oh, and I like that. It really shows up well, okay? All right, have fun. Remember that you don't want any of the same colors next to each other, so I'm not going to do orange here, 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 or here, right? I'm going to make sure I don't do that. And I'm not going to do that blue there or there. I'm going to pick a different color. I'm going to do a neon one now. Okay, when you are all done, remember you need to dump your water, rinse your brush, and put all of your paints back on the counter and your messy mats back in the messy mat pile. And where does this go? I hope you said it goes on the drying rack.